Hello, people of the world. It is Sunday, isn't it? It is Sunday, the 3rd of November, 2024, and therefore it is the Ben Briggs podcast. I can't say because it's every Sunday because I missed last Sunday, but I have a good fucking reason for that. I was away, people. Away on fucking holiday. Oh, yeah. It happens every now and again. He says, almost puking up there. Oh, man, I have fucking reflux like anything. I tell you what, getting to your middle age is, it's a fucking grind. You eat something, you have reflux for a day, you feel bloated the day after. That's exactly what I feel like at the moment. Yes, anyway, I was on holiday last week. I was in Edinburgh. Holy fucking shite. I was in Edinburgh. Did you go for the festival, Ben? No, that's in August. I usually go like once a year to Edinburgh. I don't really go up for the festival, to be perfectly honest. It's just a fucking nightmare. But I love Edinburgh, the city. So, like, I usually go like once a year with family. Usually my nephew and my mother. We've been doing this for fucking years, to be perfectly honest. Since he was about 6 or 7, I think. And so a good 10 years. But it was just me and my mum this year, which is... I don't know if you're a 47-year-old man and never gone on holiday with your mother before. Dear. Who's single. Me, not my mother, obviously. So we went away. My nephew was supposed to be coming, but for various reasons couldn't make it. There's stories behind that, but there you go. So it was just me and my mum, and I spent most of the time thinking, do people think me and my mum are a couple? I mean, we didn't have the same bedroom or anything like that, same hotel room. But I just felt like a young gigolo away with my own mother. I don't know, Freud would go fucking mental with that, wouldn't he? It would have a fucking field day with that. But it was a nice time. I love Edinburgh. I love, like, how oldie-worldy it is. The castle is absolutely beautiful. The hotel we stay in, it's like a 5-star hotel. It's fucking lush. It was just a nice weekend to get away, to unwind. We had a look around, did a little bit of shopping, as you've got to do, haven't you? You know, you've got to do a little bit of shopping when you go away. And then we went to something called Dynamic Earth, which shows like all the different stages of the Earth and things that happen, volcanoes. And they've got basically different rooms for different things. So they've got like a volcano room that fucking gives like tremors as if you're like in an earthquake, and then like some ice caps, and then it got to the stage, and each room is a different sort of like episodes and covers a different thing. They had one thing they had was sort of like 3D glasses that they gave you that you could put on, which I did not put on because I looked at the 3D glasses, neither did my mum. Looked at the 3D glasses and they just had fingerprints and shit all over them. So I was just like, okay, this experience is not going to happen for me then. I'll watch it in 2D. And there was a guy at the front who was within the 3D thing. There was a guy in a wheelchair and there was a guy who was helping him put his 3D glasses on. And the guy who was helping him put the 3D glasses on was just milking it for all its... He must have been about 5 minutes trying to get 3D glasses on this guy at the front. And it got to the stage where the actual video thing had started and he's still standing up right at the front. And you just feel like, just he's not moving his head. The guy can't move his head. How difficult can it be to put fucking glasses on him? You're milking it, sunshine. So anyway, it was a fucking nice weekend. It's, you know what it is? It's nice to have, I would pay money to stay in a nice hotel for a weekend just to not be around people I don't want to be surrounded by. It's worth that's all fucking money is. It allows you, when you go away, to go on holiday and not be surrounded by the same sort of shit people who you live around. That's why I would never go to anywhere like Benidorm or Malaga or Tenerife or any of those places, because I'm sure those places are perfectly beautiful, but it's just like being surrounded by the sort of people I don't want to be surrounded by. I want to take a holiday from those sort of people, I don't want to go on holiday and it be exactly like looking out of the fucking window here with people screaming and shouting and being pissed in the street. Or at gigs, for instance, that has happened this week. I was in, what day was it? Fucking Friday, wasn't it? Friday I was in West Felton in near Oswestry. And it was just fucking carnage gig. It was to raise money for a football team. The guy who met us there the guy running it is fucking sound. I like him. The guy who was organising it and paying the organisers to sort it all out and paying us acts was hammered and slurring his words at 7:30. And he said he'd keep everybody in order, in which case I was like, oh, this is going to be a fucking nightmare. And they let everybody in. I think everybody was fucking hammered already, or on cocaine maybe. That was the rumor of what it was like. Why wouldn't you get absolutely shit-faced and take cocaine if you go into a comedy night? Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, surely that's perfectly a natural thing to do at a comedy night. I was on first, thank fucking Christ. And I got 2 bits of material out. I did 17 minutes. The promoter said do between 15 and 20. Anything between 15 and 20. And I was like, it's going to be 15. It's one of those. It's one of those. Every fucking comedian out there, when there's a night like that, nobody's overrunning at nights like that. Everybody just wants to do the bit and fuck off. It was just it's a free-for-all. There was some guy who just kept interrupting, you put him down. And then the same thing happens all the time. It's that guy that comes up to you at the end and wants to be your friend. And that was no different whatsoever. It was just, I don't know how the rest of the acts got on. I left after the first section. I opened and fucked off, and then drove home. And the fucking thing I didn't realise either, M6 toll, they put up the fucking prices. £9.70 if you want to drive through all the zones of the M6 toll. Now, £9.70. So I didn't realise this. Driving there on the way there, £9.70. And then I thought, fuck it, there's an extra half an hour on the way back, so I'll take the toll road, £9.70. Didn't realise this until I checked my account yesterday. Because you just scan the card and then it takes your fucking money. £9.70. Is that it? Is that what it's come to, people? Is it? There's a little bit of tea there. £9.70. Jesus. So that's 20 quid, basically, to go up and down the M6 toll road. That's fucking too expensive, isn't it? I don't know. Is this to pay for the roadworks on the other fucking... you know, this is why there is constant roadworks on the normal M6, because it teases you into thinking, oh, I'll take the toll road instead, and then that's £9.70. Fucking ridiculous. I don't know. Anyway, the dynamic earth thing in Edinburgh was fucking cool. That was quite cool. It got to the rainforest bit at the end, and everything had been quite interactive. You could fuck around with stuff. You could sort of like control a little thing underwater that showed you different fish and that sort of thing, and it sort of like shone a light on the depths and identified different fish down there. That was pretty cool. And then the last thing was a rainforest, where there was a guy just with a microphone, and he was waiting for everybody. The thing about stuff like that, anything like that, right? Anything like that, I prefer to just have a mooch about. You know what I mean? I don't like certain, you've got to do this now in this room. Put on your goggles, you're here for 10 minutes, you've got to listen to this shit for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Or, we're going to give a speech now in this room, so you've got to be in here for 10 minutes. I like it. I've been to the 9/11 museum or memorial museum or whatever, and you can just fucking wander around. You go, yeah, there's a flattened fire fucking truck. There's some bent, people. No. There's some bent fucking steel girders. There's some, there's a wallet. There's, this, that. I prefer the bit where you can just take it through at your own pace. You know what I mean? I don't like being shut up in a room and you're thinking, what it ought to have in those rooms is like a countdown, because you never know how long it's going to last. And you're just like, oh, fucking hell, this is dragging on. Just come on. Come on now. You've told me all I need to know about the polar ice caps melting. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know anything else. I'm not going to retain any more of this information. I've got about 2 anecdotal, factual bits I can remember. And one of those I'm going to lose, or fuck up when I try and recall it at some point. So you've basically got one interesting thing to tell me. Do that, and then I'll move on to the next fucking room. Thank you. But no, you have to fucking sit there for about 10 minutes and listen to the fucking voiceover shit with other people as well. And I hate that, being in a confined space with other people, because other people are just fucking annoying all the time. You sit on the end of a row and they want to get down your row. They want to sit down there. So you fucking have to get it. Even though there's a blank row in front of you, nobody on there, they want to sit down where you are. Isn't it? It's like fucking parking your car in a supermarket car park. You leave it not surrounded by anybody else, like in the middle of nowhere, and you come back and somebody's parked right up against your fucking door. Anyway, let's calm down. Apart from that, it was good though. It sounds like I didn't enjoy it, but I did. I tell you what though, the meals at this hotel were fucking amazing. The breakfast, I haven't had scrambled eggs for breakfast for ages. Only because the thought of making scrambled eggs, the actual fact of making the eggs, I think, would put me off of actually eating them. Because it's got that little bit between the fucking yolk and the white in there. And that's just, that gristly little bit. And I'm like, ugh. I have to drag that out. Plus the fact I don't really know how to make scrambled eggs. If anybody's got like an idea, I know I've Googled it. You're meant to whisk it. You can do it in the microwave and shit like that. But I've got no idea. But having somebody prepared a breakfast for you where you don't have to do anything, you just go there and you fill your fucking plate, was just amazing. And the food we had at a hotel as well was really nice. And just walking around Edinburgh is kind of nice, It's nice walking around when it's not August and you haven't got shitloads of people everywhere. And you can just sort of like amble along and do your own thing. So it was kind of, it was kind of nice. Although my mum loves to walk, I was like on the way back from this place. It was like about 1.5 miles back. And I was like, do you want to get a taxi? No, we'll walk. I want to get a taxi. I'm a lazy fucking mother. But there you go. It was a nice experience. It was nice. It's something nice about staying in a posh hotel, man. Everybody is respectful to you. Nobody, everywhere's clean. It's nice. It's worth paying the extra. That's for sure. And the flight to Edinburgh is fantastic from Birmingham Airport. 45 minutes. Boom. Love that. Just when you're getting up, you're coming down. Fucking great. Let's have a little bit of tea. So apart from one chaos gig this week, I did a new material night. I got a gig cancelled as well on Thursday night. That was cancelled on the day. And I got fucking done for speeding this week as well. Innit? That's one of the worst things when you know you've been done, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking to yourself, did they catch me? I don't know if they caught me or not. And it came through 2 days later. Got caught on Wednesday, came through on Friday. Fucking, they don't fuck around here. And the worst thing is, when I was driving back, I was like, I had a few bits to do. And I was like, right, I've got to go here. I've got to go to Next, pick something up. I've got to go fill up the car. And I've got to get some food bits. So I'll do that. Oh, and pay some money in the bank as well. And be aware there's always a speed camera down there most days. So, one of the mobile fuckers parked up. And then as I'm driving down this road, there's a car doing 40 mile an hour in front of me. Like a van in front of me. So I go to overtake him. That fucking bastard suddenly speeds up. So then I have to go over 50, and then I come off the next roundabout, and just over the other side of the roundabout as I'm doing 59 mile an hour to get round this prick in a van, there's a fucking speed camera in there. So I got done at 57. Fucking bastards. And they don't send you that thing anymore. They don't seem to go like, I don't know, is this a 2024 thing where they don't send you the thing saying, look, it's going to be a fine or it's going to be this. They get you to accept responsibility. Have they always done that? I have no idea whether they've always done that, but I don't ever remember encountering that before, where they get you to admit responsibility, then you have to do that online, then you have to fucking send off something through the post. Why can't the online thing just be... that just seems pointless, what you have to do online, admitting liability online, and then you've got to send the form off anyway. That's going to... And then nobody uses stamps anymore. So I've got to buy a fucking stamp for that. And that'll be either £100 fine, 3 points, or... Well, I'm hoping it will anyway. Or hopefully a speed awareness course, which should be cheaper than that. But it's still, They I know I break the law, people. I know. But it's hardly the worst thing you've ever done. Is it? It's not the worst thing you can do. Going 57 in a 50 zone, even though I was going 59. Initially, I think. Whether the calibration is out of my car or not, I have no idea. But it's just one extra thing. It's the ball ache around it. That's the thing, isn't it? You've got to go to a speed awareness workshop, or you've got to cop for the 3 points and £100 fine or whatever, and then it's your insurance will probably go up in it, because insurance companies, the slightest little thing, they're like, oh no, this completely changes the deal. You're a completely different driver than you were last year. I don't know. Anyway, it's one thing after another, isn't it? There you go. Bastards. Absolute bastards. I was just waiting for you, It's and by an industrial estate as well. So they're waiting for the people to come out of work at 2:00 and then be happy. Hey, I've left work. And then, fuck, I've just wasted my day at work because now I've got to pay for a fine for speeding. But that was that anyway. What else has happened this week? It's been Halloween, people. Holy fucking shit. This is a massive thing in this country now. And I blame fucking America for it. There you go. I said it. Let's have some more tea. I blame the Americanization of our own Halloween over here. Everything's, everybody has. It's one more marketing thing, isn't it? I know it's easy to say that. And I know the kids love it because they're sweets. I tell you what. Kids wouldn't love it if there was fuck all in there for them. They wouldn't love it. But there's been fireworks and shit going off. I don't know if that's something else. Is that Eid? I don't know. Is that I'm not a Muslim. But there's fireworks been going off all week. There's been fireworks going off tonight as well. And you think if that is Halloween, it may be a Halloween party or something like that going on. I have no idea. But Friday night on Halloween. Was that Friday night or Thursday night? Let's have a look. Thursday, second, first. Yeah, Thursday night on Halloween. It was all kicking off. Friday night, there was fireworks still going off by the time I got home. Last night, there was fireworks going off, and tonight. So if this is, everything's cleared out the shops now for Halloween, and it's all Christmas, isn't it? That's it. Well, you've got to time everything right with regards to getting presents, decorating getting the decorations, getting your fucking turkey in and all that sort of thing. Even though I don't eat meat. I tell you what I did do for Halloween the other day. I'm not a massive fan of horror films. I don't know why. It's the cynical nature of what I'm like, I think. I just don't particularly enjoy horror films. They're okay. I watched some of them. It's Alien's not really a horror film. It's more sci-fi, isn't it? Sci-fi horror, maybe. But I've never been into sort of like Friday the 13th, Halloween films. The fact that somebody's just walking around in a mask, stabbing people or something. Nightmare on Elm Street. It wasn't really it's never really been my thing. But after a recommendation, somebody recommended to watch a film. So I watched this on Thursday, not on Thursday night. I watched it last night. That's right. I watched it Saturday night. The Substance with Demi Moore in. Now, that's the last bit of tea. Now, if you've not seen the film, switch off now, immediately. Demi Moore. Demi Moore. I don't know. What's the difference between that? I don't know. Whatever her name is, Demi Moore. I haven't seen her in a film for fucking ages. And to be fair, I just Googled her age before this this very podcast, and she's 61 years old now, Demi Moore. So I didn't realise she was that old, because she was always hot stuff, wasn't she? Late 90s, early 2000s, she was hot shit, wasn't she? She was a prime piece of earth, as people would say. But she still looks good. Not that that's how we should judge women on how they look, but we do, don't we? Everybody essentially is judged on how they look. Not that qualifies her in some way to be a better person, that she still looks good, but she looks fucking good. I don't know if she's had any work done. There's a lot of close-ups. And also, there's an awful lot of nudity in The Substance as well. Like initially and running throughout it. But she looks like she's still got a nice figure. There's a bit of belly there, but there's going to be. She's fucking 61 years old. What do you mean, Ben? Why are you judging her on her belly? Because we all get judged on that, don't we? You know, if I was sitting here now completely stark bollock naked on this podcast, people would be commenting on my, people would probably be tuning out and being sick, but she looks all right, old Demi Moore. She looks all right. She's got a nice figure, you know. A few shower scenes. Not that you're meant to judge by that, but they're there for a reason, aren't they? She looks all right. You know, she looks good for a woman of 61. And her face doesn't look as though it's been fucked up by lip fillers, and because you can fucking tell. I don't know how these people who have all this plastic surgery, there's very few people you cannot tell that they've had lip fillers or they've had cheek fillers or anything like that. There's something about them that makes your face just look swollen, like you've got mumps or something like that. Now, someone's going to say Demi Moore has had work done. Well, it's fucking good work. And it's not too much, because you can see the little fucking wrinkles around her mouth and shit like that, and wrinkles around her eyes and stuff. But she looks fucking good. The film itself, it's body horror. That's what somebody said to me, and they kept saying that. It's body horror, Ben. All right, I heard you the first time. Are you into body horror? Well, you know, I take a shower every day and catch a glimpse of myself in a fucking mirror. Does that count? But it reminded me a lot of The Fly, the film The Fly, with Jeff Goldblum. I don't know if anybody's seen that. I don't think that's the original. I think the original was a black and white film called The Fly, where it was like literally half fly, half human. Help me! Help me! Wasn't it? That was it. I remember seeing that one, and I've seen the Jeff Goldblum one as well. It reminded me more of the Jeff Goldblum film. But it's kind of like a modern-day twist on that. It's a modern-day twist, ironically enough, with what we've been discussing, of trying to reach perfection and be the best you can be as you're an aging person, as Demi Moore is in real life, and within the parameters of the movie as well. I fucking liked it. I had to. There's a lot of fucking, you know, there's not a lot of fucking, but there's a lot of times that I had to definitely look away. I've realised that I can't watch needles going into skin. Something about that just fucking makes me want to gag. I can't watch stitches. Oddly enough, I've got stitches in my head at the minute. That's why I am, you know, sporting. I've shaved my head today. I've had to shave around the stitches, so it looks like I've got a sort of like Tintin-esque mohawk halfway down my head at the moment. I don't know if you can see that on video, but I can't see stitches, needles going into skin to stitch them. Just any sort of like piercing of skin, really. And maybe, like, I'm not a massive fan of needles anyway, to be perfectly honest. I don't like having my blood taken or anything like that. And I just found myself just looking away. It was really, really graphic. I've never had a film I've watched, I don't think, that is that graphic with needles and with sewing people up. And it just wouldn't stop. And I was just like, just fucking move on from this. And I know what it's meant to do. It's meant to gross you out. And it fucking did that. But apart from that, the film's all right. It's very The Fly. It's a modern take on The Fly. In The Fly, he wanted to like better himself and stuff like that and become fitter. That's what he realised, wasn't it? they became fitter and healthier by, transforming from one place to the other or whatever, like it realigned his cells or whatever it did. It's been a few years since I watched it. And then a fly gets in there and it sort of like mixes them all up. And then the next minute he's, got a double barrel shotgun against his fucking head. So it's very much like that, but it's just a different take on it. I fucking enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It was fucking gross. Like the characters in it are sort of like the boss guy. He's kind of a grotesque guy. Is that Dennis Quaid who plays that, I think? And Demi Moore is, just how she degenerates into, almost one of the witches out of Matilda. No, not Matilda. The Witches. That's the film. What the fuck? Roald Dahl's The Witches, isn't it? Yeah, she ends up looking like that. But I'd thoroughly recommend it, people. Anyway, this is my mishmash episode of what I've been up to. We've done 31 minutes now. So I shall be back next week. I know it seems to be like, do a week, miss a week, do a week, miss a week. But, we'll get there, people. We'll get there. Anyway, I shall be back next week. And I shall speak to you then. Take care, motherfuckers. Have a great week.